You know that uncomfortable feeling when you see a woman walk through the lobby of a five-star hotel and instinctively know she belongs there? Meanwhile, you feel like you're wearing a poorly made disguise? The brutal truth is, it's not the zeros in her bank account that create that magnetic aura. It's something much more subtle and, paradoxically, far more accessible. I've been observing women who exude natural elegance, those who make Grace Kelly seem ordinary by comparison. I discovered 7 secrets they guard like state formulas. The most fascinating part? Most of these women weren't born rich, but they've mastered a silent language that speaks louder than any designer label. Here's what shocked me. The third trick contradicts everything you've been taught about matching colors. And the sixth? It's so controversial. Some women refuse to admit they use it. If you're tired of feeling invisible in sophisticated settings, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because these techniques will completely change the way you think about elegance. But before I reveal the first secret, I need to tell you about a disturbing observation I made at the Metropolitan Opera. Wear a structured piece. You know that feeling of wearing pajamas disguised as office wear? That's because most women make the same fatal mistake after 50. They think comfort means completely abandoning shape. Think of Tilda Swinton, that ethereal figure who seems sculpted by sophisticated aliens. She always wears at least one defined structured piece, whether it's a blazer with subtly marked shoulders or a shirt with architectural lines. There's a mathematical formula behind that effortless appearance. Here's the cruel paradox. The more you try to hide behind shapeless fabrics, the more you look like you've given up on yourself. The science is simple. A structured piece creates visual anchor points that define your silhouette. This means the rest of your outfit can be more fluid. The old money trick is to always include exactly one structured item, never more, never less. Specifically, look for blazers with light shoulder structure that create a clean line without feeling like military armor. This way, you project authority without sacrificing femininity. Or invest in tailored shirts that follow your natural waist, even if it's shifted a few inches since your 30s, without trying to recreate a shape that no longer exists. Other smart options include a long, structured vest that falls to the hips. It creates an impeccable vertical line when worn over flowy dresses, preserving movement without losing definition. High-waisted tailored trousers define your current waist without trying to resurrect the one from decades ago with mathematical elegance. And for more casual days, a cardigan with subtly defined shoulders replaces the saggy versions that turn any woman into a well-meaning blob. The delicious irony? Modern tailoring fabrics with 2% elastane are more comfortable than those floppy materials that promise freedom but deliver a look of someone who's given up on life. But wait until you discover how a single color can completely sabotage this effect. The illusion of effortless beauty. Have you ever wondered why women like Charlotte Rampling seem to have discovered the fountain of eternal youth, but when you try to copy their look, it feels like you applied paint with a spatula while wearing gardening gloves? That's because there's a brutal difference between no makeup and makeup that looks like it's not there. You need to master this cruel alchemy before stepping out looking like an 80s TV host. The most perverse paradox of turning 50 is that your skin needs more care and coverage, but your makeup needs to look absolutely invisible. This means you'll spend twice as much time creating a look no one should consciously notice. Here's the delicious irony. The more natural you want to look, the more skill you need. Elegant women treat makeup as invisible facial architecture. They know foundation should only be applied to strategic zones, center of the forehead, around the eyes where there's discoloration, sides of the nose, chin, and any specific spots, creating uniformity without masking. Never, ever a full layer from hairline to chest screaming, "I'm made of silicone and good intentions." Blush is placed on the highest point of the cheekbones, in soft, peachy gray tones that mimic the natural flush of mature skin, not the vibrant pinks that make you look like a haunted porcelain doll. Mascara gets exactly 1 coat. This is a non-negotiable rule. 2 coats, and you've become a version of yourself, trying to compete with 20-year-old influencers and failing miserably. And lipstick? It should be no more than 2 shades darker than your natural lip color, applied with a brush for an imperceptible gradient. The final touch that separates amateurs from masters is translucent powder, applied only to the T-zone, forehead, nose, and chin, using a small, fluffy brush. This controls excess shine without killing the natural glow you've carefully built. Never, ever, all over the face, unless you want to look like a well-meaning wax figure. The glow makes people think, "What amazing skin," not "What a well-applied foundation." Next, a game changer that most people overlook. Invest in sand, nude, and caramel tones. Ever noticed how Gwyneth Paltrow makes every outfit look like it costs the same as a luxury car? It's because she's mastered the art of neutral monochrome, creating looks that whisper understated wealth, while others scream for attention with loud colors. The inconvenient truth? Our cultural obsession with adding color to look younger is one of the fashion industry's biggest lies. The more you try to stand out with fuchsia fuchsia, or lime green, the more you seem like you're overcompensating for something lost. Here's the delicious paradox. Shades like sand, nude, caramel, and beige are technically the absence of color, yet they create maximum presence. The science behind this magic is simple. Neutral tones in the same color family create visual harmony, which the brain interprets as natural sophistication. When you pair a caramel sweater with beige pants and nude shoes, you're creating a tonal gradient that mimics natural light on varied textures. Your look ends up seeming like it was edited by a professional photographer. The most refined strategy is the coffee with milk technique, layering various shades of brown from light to dark, staying within the neutral palette while building visual complexity. Or try the metallic nude trick. Add exactly one piece with a subtle sheen in the middle of matte tones, like a matte gold belt or soft bronze shoes. This breaks monotony without disrupting harmony, creating a focal point that screams quiet luxury. The most ironic part? These are likely the most overlooked pieces in your wardrobe, the ones you call boring, but that are actually key ingredients in a $1 million recipe for instant elegance. Up next, a formula that's practically foolproof for instant elegance. Trick number 4. Always have a white, beige, or navy blazer in your closet. Ever stood in front of a packed closet thinking, I have nothing to wear? The problem isn't lack of clothes, it's lack of key pieces that save any look. And the number 1 item? A blazer. Let me tell you, I only realized this after going to a birthday party feeling way too underdressed. A friend showed up late, straight from work, and simply threw on a navy blazer over a basic outfit. Instantly, it looked like she'd spent hours getting ready. The trick is to own at least one well-tailored blazer in white, beige, or navy. It instantly elevates any outfit. And no, it doesn't have to be hot or uncomfortable. Today's lightweight blazers in linen or cotton are perfect for warm climates. If this already makes a difference for you, imagine what's coming next. Don't forget to subscribe. Next up, the trick that separates ordinary women from truly elegant ones. Wear timeless prints. Have you ever wondered why Carolina Herrera seems immune to the traps of seasonal fashion? While your drawers are full of prints that scream, bought in 2019, that's because she's mastered a brutal truth about prints. The more a pattern floods store windows, the quicker it becomes archaeological evidence of questionable taste. The cruel math of prints is simple. Trends die, classics resurrect endlessly. Investing in neon tropical florals is like betting against gravity. But here's the paradox fashion marketers don't want you to know. The boring prints are exactly the ones that make a woman magnetically sophisticated. Thin nautical stripes whisper Parisian elegance without trying too hard, like you inherited your wardrobe from a French countess. Minus the aristocratic snobbery, small, subtle polka dots add visual interest without giving headaches, meaning you stay stylish without looking like moving wallpaper. Traditional plaids, especially in neutral tones, are the female equivalent of a tuxedo, timeless, authoritative, and always in style. For the bold, English tweed-inspired prints, tiny specks and irregular lines in earthy tones offer British refinement without the weight of actual tweed. Or go for discreet chevrons, subtle zigzags no wider than 2 centimeters in similar tones, add geometric movement without the loud 70s vibe. The best-kept secret? The smaller the print, the higher the perceived sophistication, a reverse rule that separates elegant women from walking billboards desperate for attention. Coming up, the detail that separates an average woman from one who looks like a millionaire. You're going to love it. Mixed textures. Ever wonder why Queen Letizia of Spain always looks like she stepped out of a couture editorial, even in the simplest outfits? While you feel like you're wearing a very polite uniform, that's because she's mastered the diabolical art of texture mixing. She creates visual depth that the brain interprets as natural wealth, while many still pair cotton with cotton like it's a puzzle with only one solution. The inconvenient truth is our obsession with matching sets has made us victims of textile monotony, wasting opportunities to create visual intrigue through tactile contrast. Here's the delicious irony. The women who look born into wealth know true elegance comes from the creative tension between opposites. The trick is to combine at least 2 contrasting textures that speak through their differences. Soft cashmere against structured linen, fluid silk with weighty wool, crisp cotton with supple leather. This creates a visual symphony where each texture enhances the other. But beware of the democratic trap. Not every mix works. Velvet with tweed can look like you raided 2 wardrobes from 2 different centuries. The secret formula: 1 smooth texture plus 1 with character. That way, you maintain balance without igniting a civil war in your outfit. Now you hold the secret keys that separate elegant women from well-meaning walking disasters. The structured piece that tells your story, the neutral tones that whisper wealth, the contrasting textures that create depth, the timeless prints that defy fashion's clock, the invisible makeup that looks effortless but takes more technique than surgery. Here's the inconvenient truth. Elegance has nothing to do with price tags. That means you can look like a millionaire wearing pieces already in your closet by applying the mathematical formulas of sophistication. The old money secret has always been this: knowledge, not capital. If you've absorbed these techniques, leave a like, because women who invest in themselves deserve recognition, and subscribe so you don't miss the next revelations the fashion industry would rather keep secret. Which of these insights shocked you most? Comment. Elegance is attitude if you understand that true sophistication comes from within but reveals itself through conscious choices. And since you've made it this far, proving you're a woman who truly values herself, there's one essential video waiting for you that will completely change the way you see yourself in the mirror. Click now, because unstoppable women don't stop here.